And we are back with another Impossible Creatures World Cup game. It is the year 2021 still. My name is B-Champ, and with me I have Ben.
How's it going, everyone?
We have a pretty awesome matchup. USA-1 versus France-4. It seems like this game has been anticipated for quite some time. USA-1, of course, we have Fear the Beast and Trombone Stilts. And then from France-4, we have Gremlin and Esterex. And we're going to be playing on thin ice. So, um, what do you think of thin ice, Ben?
I'm not the biggest fan, only because the asymmetrical shape of this map. Top right has a more of a little bit of an advantage going into mid. It's a lot closer. I always seem to just get rolled on this map, but I mean that's just my type of opinion. I think we could see a lot of little cheeky plays, especially from Steve, being a super creative player. I'm really excited to see what he comes up with for this map.
Yeah, I mean, they've had quite a bit of time to prepare. We are 3 days into the World Cup. Um, and Thin Ice, I really like Thin Ice. It's one of the OG maps that's been around for such a long time. OG 4-player map, and it's so randomly scattered about, and like you said, asymmetrical, which I really like. There's so many ways to get into mid, get into each other's bases, do water attacks, and there's just all of these different avenues. Which make it very important to have good map awareness. So I think it's a really nice high skill level map. So here it is, Gremlin and Esterex on the left side, and we have Trombone Stilts with 2 early rods, and then Fear the Beast on the right side. No rods yet from Fear the Beast.
So who do you think has the advantage going into this map?
It might be my old USA bias, but I think it's gonna be USA-1 going into this, just because I feel like they've gotten a lot more game time in recently in practice than we've seen from the French team. Gremlin used to play quite a bit, got really, really good actually, but I just haven't seen him around that much recently. So I'm not sure if he's going to be as in tune as the other team, but looks like he's sending out a scout or an early henchman right here. Steve, early 2 rods, setting up shop at home. Is he going to go level 2 soon? And it looks like, oh, Esterex already going for a geyser down south. Esterex, fairly new player to the Discord group and playing online just in the past maybe like 6 months now, but really has grown to be really good. Steve coming out with 2 henchmen and a chamber.
Yeah, I will say I did actually play a game. I was playing with from Team Russia, and we both 2v2'd Asterix and Gremlin, and they seemed pretty confident in this map. It looked like Asterix was more of an early dominant type player, and he allowed, or I believe I said Asterix. But Gremlin was a very dominant early 2 player, and Asterix kind of like sat back a little bit, and that seemed to play out very well for them.
Yeah, and it looks like we have Master of Efficiency Gremlin building rods along his way, so his henchmen didn't waste any time walking back and forth. But now it looks like Scrunchy Mitch's Pinch Face is going to come in from Steve to start attacking the henchmen, but I think the henchmen are going to be able to fend this off. Oh, he needs to repair the tower.
Oh,
Oh, that was a waste
we
of
also have
coal.
fear coming in from Asterix down in south.
Oh wow, this is some nice play. Estrek does have these gazelle mantis shrimp. Whoa, those are so expensive. And these lemmings. Oh, these lemming wolverines also insanely expensive. Compared to these nice and cheap other units, looks like Fear's gonna have the advantage here. And it looks like Steve also has the advantage up in Gremlin's base. What a fast gameplay, fast rush. This is really, really difficult to defend. Gremlin doing all of the right things though, successfully defending on this off this rush. Needs to keep his henchmen mining. But it does look like Esterex is in trouble.
Yeah, it looks like Gremlin fended off that first wave from Steve. It looks like if he'll come and save Asterix, because if Asterix falls, surely Steve and Fear are going to take the advantage.
Yeah, and Fear with this forward workshop, just setting up shop here. building his lightning rods, and it looks like Gremlin is coming to help his partner. Really good move. This is much needed. These mountain lion scorpions are going to be helpful, but I don't think they're going to be quite enough to take on this
And then
onslaught of Fear the Beast, especially if he keeps following it up with more units. It doesn't look like he is, though.
now we got more units from Steve coming in space.
Yeah, I'd like to see some Fench Soundbeam Towers or something like that come in from Gremlin to better protect his lab, or just more range units. Mass range should be able to take these out pretty easily. Steve having to retreat his Barrier Destroy Coyotes.
It does look like both Fear and Steve are staying on level 2, though. They aren't pushing 3 yet. I think they've really committed to this very offensive level 2 start.
Yeah, but Steve is starting to expand a little bit more, taking this geyser, has a lot of these spammy coyotes. Wow, only 15 on lack for that Barrier Destroy. 11 damage, that is pretty good.
Oh, wow. It
But
does look like
over,
Asterix has defended a
yeah, Asterix has defended himself pretty nicely, and Gremlin has also pretty well defended himself with these Mountain Lion Scorps. I'd like to see a counterattack directly to Steve's lab, though. I think that would be very powerful right now. Steve is not ready for it anywhere back there. And the Hench Punch is coming out yet again and just shredding these coyotes. And Gremlin is 30% the way to level 3. Estrex also starting level 3. Fear and Steve content to stay at 2 for now. Oh, Steve just starting level 3 rather.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if Gremlin pushing into mid a little bit is going to give him the edge here. Especially hitting 3 first. He might have a little more going, might be able to expand a little bit better.
Yeah, this is looking like a pretty fair game. Fear has a little bit of advantage down south, and I think Gremlin has a little bit of advantage up north. And so I think what we need to see is either Fear completely take out Esterex or go and help his ally, because Steve is going to be in a world of trouble very soon if it's not taken care of. Oh, but I don't think these slow turtles are going to be able to get there in time. All these Soundbeam Towers are doing a great job at defending. Esterex Gremlin now level 3. Steve's going to be level 3 right here in a second. Fear is on his way. And great expansion from Gremlin.
Yeah. Asterix seems to be in a little bit of a trouble. He only has 4 hench mining at one of his expos. He kind of scattered all of their hench to build the water chamber. But it looks like they'll be alright for a second. He's doing a really good job of defending with the Soundbeam Towers.
Oh, and this is his classic Hatchetfish Bulls. Very strong, low electricity unit.
Steve
And
doing a really good job of sending these, what are you looking at? It's just a ram into mid to harass Gremlin's
just a
expos.
ram, just a very fertile ram with overpopulation. But Gremlins looks like he's going to make short work of them with these walking sticks. Walk stretches. And I think Gremlin needs to use these walk stretches and destroy this generator, as well as go and take this up here. Steve not yet opting to go for mid. He went advanced structures, but I haven't seen him build a clinic yet either. I think that's going to be really needed ASAP. Fear also needs to expand a little bit more into the other coal piles on the map, but he does have 2 of these water geysers, which are going to be really strong. And as
He
if
also
Gremlin
has a
heard me.
very, sorry. He also has a very aggressive expo right here, right on Asterix base, and it doesn't look like Asterix is going to be able to do much until he gets rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, Asterix needs to expand into mid. And join Gremlin. I'd like to see this mid could be completely taken control of by either team, really. And it looks like these walk stretches are coming around. Uh-oh. This is not going to be good for Team USA. They don't have anything at home, and oh, the rod placements that Steve has is not going to let him build a Soundbeam Tower in there. And this is going to be Stink plus all of the melee. Oh, that's not
Yeah,
going to be good. If Mass Range come to save the day from Fear, they're just going to be met with a stink cloud. It looks like Steve is basically out of the game with only a few henchmen mining over here. Fear the Beast is going to have to start expanding a lot more. He's getting henchman yoke and speed, which is going to be good.
I'm really surprised that Fear didn't expand into right here. I think that's gonna be the deciding factor in this game. Gremlin did a really good job of expanding into mid.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not able to take this game, I think that's going to be one of the reasons why. And I don't know what type of communication is going on the in the voice chat between the two teams, but it does not look like Fear is making any moves to save Steve at all. And Gremlin coming over here to try to raid an expo that Fear just does not even have. And I think as deadly as this is going to be for Estrex, is going to be too slow for Fear to actually do anything, and the stink is going to be coming in from Gremlin to help him out.
And Gremlin doing a really good job of sending most of his units down to Fear's base. Now Steve is incapacitated.
Oh
He's
yeah.
gonna do a really good job of destroying these little expos, even in Fear's safe expo in space.
Oh my goodness, these speedy raiders are doing amazing work. The stink coming in huge handy, forcing these low melee damage units, or these ranged units into melee range. Not quite good enough
And
though. But
Gremlin doing a really good job down these. I believe they're skunks, so they're using stink against these octopus. What are they? Giant anteaters, which is
yeah,
doing a really good job of hatcherfish.
but Fear doing a really good job to just target things outside of the stink cloud. You could see there that he was targeting the creature chamber, units coming out of it, not focusing on anything inside the stink cloud, which would have been protected from range attacks. Oh, but Fear is not looking good at home. Not very many henchmen, not much to defend against these walking sticks, which took out a lot of his economy. And Estrex, in the meantime, is just all over the map. I'd like to see Estrex. Oh, Estrex is going level 4. That's going to be really big. That might seal the deal. And Steve's still pretty good on lab temperature, actually. But needs to do something
Yeah,
with these henchmen, building a workshop seemingly to convert.
Gremlin has a good amount of idle units in mid, just kind of standing there. They could be doing a lot more to harass Fear's base while he's busy over extra space.
Yeah, I'm sure Fear the Beast is going to be thankful for that they're not coming in right now because he's just doing his best to stay alive. These Anteater giant octopus is getting a lot of mileage, though, really putting tons of pressure on Asterix, but I think Fear just needs to move in and just save Steve's base. I mean, look at what's going on. Needs some electricity, but Steve doesn't have any lab defense, and his lab is going down if nothing happens.
Oh wow.
And Fear is just not going in to save. It needs to just take out these two walking sticks. The communication on Team USA is just not good, and there goes Steve's lab.
And I think the all out level 2 rush from both Steve and Fear is really starting to cripple them at this point. Asterix did a very good job of just holding up in his base and defending. And I think
Yeah,
Fear committed too much to the point where he could withdraw from it and help his teammate out.
yeah, and it could be the case of favorable spawns as well, and just where Fear tried to land the rush. He was trying to make it through this choke point right here with his units, which did slow his rush down and allowed Estrex to defend a little bit more. But Gremlin doing an amazing job at just hens punching those weak barrier destroy units. I just don't think those were the right units for this rush that Steve sent in to Gremlin, and he was able to defend and launch a really strong counterattack.
Fear actually doing a pretty good job so far. Harassing mid for Gremlin, but it looks like Gremlin's starting to expand into Steve's base. And this is just the turning point at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much else he can do. He's going level 4, but I mean, Gremlin's going to beat him there, or actually already is level 4. And, I would have liked to see Fear the Beast expand a little bit more into mid. Mid was open much of the game, and I think most players were just afraid to take it. If either team would have taken mid, then I think the game could have either turned out differently or been over much faster.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Mid is so strong on this map, especially being able to go and send units to defend your ally, or if you're doubling someone, you're sending units to the offensive end.
Yeah, and I think what's intimidating about mid is that it's just all of these small three cool expos, which is kind of the story of the whole map really, and it just takes a lot of workshops to build a lot of economy, and so going all that way is something that's kind of dangerous for to build for only three coal piles per workshop. Maybe it doesn't seem like a good strategy, but really it is, and it's definitely worth it on all of these porcupine moose.
Wow, I did not plan on seeing this upset here.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
is a very strong first game.
yeah, really, really strong showing by France. I didn't know what to expect, but I mean, this looks like a very dominant showing. In fact, I wonder what Team USA is going to do for their map pick for the second game. Fear was in here asking if they could replay the same map again, and so I wonder if they have more tricks up their sleeves planned for Thin Ice, or if they're thinking something else.
Yeah, I think maybe with a very committed double rush, maybe a map like face off or even eroded duos might favor them for a safer pick. That way they could attack together, defend together. They'll be more stronger at base. I think that might help them out, especially in a catch up game that they have coming up.
Yeah, I think Erota Duos would be a really strong pick for uh, both teams, but I think it's going to slightly favor Fear the Beast and Trombone Stilts. I've seen Fear play quite a bit on both of those. Also, even Fortress. I mean, I just played Fear the Beast in Fortress uh, maybe an hour ago, and he was super, super dominant. So any of those maps, I think, are going to be really, really good. It maybe just not going for that early rush, maybe focusing on economic builds, and just being able to out macro their opponents is going to be the way to go for the next game.
Yeah, I wonder how much Estrax and Gremlin have practiced for ups besides their first map of being on ice. It'll
You
be
know,
interesting to see if that comes into play.
I don't think they could have practiced very much, just considering that Estrix didn't have the maps. Um, and they didn't weren't able to start the game. His game wasn't fully updated, so there couldn't have been much practice involved, which makes this team even scarier because this was just kind of Estrex's warm-up game, right? Not having played in at least 2 weeks or whenever the map pack came out.
That being said, though, I did play with Estrax and Gremlin on a different map. I can't remember, but I believe I was also on 2.9.3. So
Ah,
maybe they had some practice before that.
yeah, that could be it. That could be it as well. All right, wow, game one going to France, and it looks like game two's already been hosted. Looks like on Face Off. Ooh.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here. I wonder if Steve is going to do some interesting fencing, or if they're going to play it more safe and just try to outplay their opponent.
Yeah, the times I've seen Steve play on this map, he usually goes and tries to take or fence off the enemy coal and the enemy expos. So that could be something that we see. Otherwise, I don't know. There's so many different strategies on face off that they could do. And it could just be a unit advantage. Let's say bringing long range artillery on face off. If your opponent doesn't, that could be really devastating.
Yeah, you also have those cliffs on face off each side, which is going to give a really good high ground advantage and bonus for units. So playing, like you said, with high distance artillery is going to be a huge play. Even if you don't have those middle geysers, you can still pick them off constantly by those cliffs on each side.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think we're going to see an early geyser grab from Steve. He usually likes to go for early geysers on this map as well. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm sure Team USA is rattled right now. I think they're feeling pretty good going into this game, and so they might have to do a little bit of re-strategizing, a little bit of rethinking in order to get their counter pick and win this, because they're going to have to win 2 games in order to make it to the next round.
Yeah, I wonder, but if it does go to game 3, I wonder what the Asterix will pick for their map.
Yeah, I'm. They're not gonna be able to pick thin ice, but it's really the world is their oyster. They both played really strong games, and I could see them going on any map really and doing well. Looks like Gremlin dropped. Hopefully he is still all right. No longer in the lobby.
Hopefully, he comes right back.
Yeah, he might be changing out a unit in an army or something along those lines.
Oh,
Yeah, but I shouldn't really be changing things in armies. Just because it does stall the games. Also because once you see something that your opponent has, then you could go and change something in your army for the next game, which would be that would be maybe everyone would have to change something in their army, which starts to get
yeah.
a little bit long breaks in between games. All right.
Looks like we're good to go once everyone ready's up.
Face off, much smaller map, so I mean, the other thing could be that they're going to try a rush again. It's a smaller map. It's conducive to rushes. Um, but it's also easily defendable, so I don't know. Maybe they're
Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I think being able to double rush on this map is going to play a little bit because it seemed like they were winning at first, but what it ended up leading was one player was a little bit better at defending the rush versus the other one that ended up getting countered on the rush. So being able to defend and attack with each other is going to play in their advantage if they decide to do that.
yeah, certainly. But have we actually seen Face Off yet in this tournament?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so this might be the first Face Off game. Face Off, one of my favorite maps. I absolutely love Face Off. I try to tell people that I don't like Face Off, so they'll counter pick it, but I actually secretly like it. But I think it's just I gotta say it in the open. I do really like Face Off.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really interesting things you could do on this map. There's you could what we tried to do in the last World Cup where we donated kind of went horribly wrong. But you could also do a zero elec and get an early expo up. You could fence off middle and just kind of do a slower game and turtle and defend more. There's a lot of really crazy stuff you can do on this map.
Oh yes, absolutely. So here we go, game 2. France is up a game, and USA-1 desperately scrambling, try to figure out what are they going to do to stay in the winner's bracket. And here we go. We got the French team on the left and the USA team on the right. And absolutely love casting on this map because you can just zoom out and see exactly what everyone is doing all at the same time for their build orders. So it looks like some early rods coming out from everyone except Fear the Beast. Man doesn't need no rod. Oh, until he does.
Right as you say that.
He only lasted 30 seconds without a rod, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Here is Gremlin coming in with an early fence, and it looks like Estrak also coming in with 2 henchmen. Looks like taking the geyser. Wow, this is some early land grabbing by France. And Fear the Beast is going to come around here, and is he going to see it? I feel like he must have seen that. Oh yeah, he sees it, but he is outnumbered, outmatched, and is going to get a little bit rattled by all these fences.
Steve also walking right by that fence. Steve obviously.
Yeah, and it looks like he was going down to take this geyser, perhaps. But maybe he's going to be opting for a chamber. instead. Oh, looks like he's gonna get a chamber, and ooh, is Gremlin gonna see this? Oh, Gremlin's gonna see it right here. Oh, spotted. Is he gonna do anything about it though? Maybe not, maybe so. It looks like he's just gonna build a workshop. I'm not actually sure if
So
he noticed. There should be a little blip on his mini map. Oh, but he is building a chamber. Oh, Fear the Beast is building a chamber. Oh my gosh, all these forward chambers coming out. There's so much action and excitement already, and we're only 3 minutes into the game. We got some level 2s coming out, and these are Oogpister Tarantulas going straight
oh
into
wow.
the workshop of Gremlin. And Fear the Beast coming in with some Wolf Eels right away, start off the game, and a Soundbeam Tower. Estrex abandoning his Soundbeam Tower. Back here, he should really delete this and get the resources. And building up a closer one. Wow, these wolves are going to do some damage. And the Panthamine coming out to tank. Oh, and these Walkulas. Or sorry, Ugulas. So much damage. 17 damage with Deflect. What
Yeah,
a
and it looks like you.
yeah, what a
Oops, sorry.
strong
Looks like
start.
USA 4 or USA 2 or 1 really have the upper advantage right here. There's so many USA teams I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh my gosh, this is dominant. The constant pressure and units just coming in. This is absolutely relentless. And Steve expanding behind his rush, which is going to be very strong. Estrex is trying to keep up his economy back here. Looks like he needs to go and build a water chamber, though. To build any units. Uh-oh, he has water level 2s. Oh, perhaps he has some land level 2s and some waters. And these are going to be Velvet Worm Hyenas. Not going to pair up well against all of this Deflect. And the Disorienting Barbs, of course, stopping any of the Pack Hunter bonuses. Wow, Gremlin basically taken out of the game with no henchmen left except this lone survivor. And all of this Fear the Beast just coming in, and Trombone Stills also. I can't believe how strong of an attack this is. And their Gremlin is already out of the game.
yeah, wow, what a great response from USA-1. This is exactly what they needed going into the third game.
Yeah, this is completely turnaround from last game. What a successful rush. Even when getting fenced off, they were able to sneak henchmen through all of the fencing and build chambers in very, very tricky locations that led to a very swift victory. That's the way USA-1 operates. Wow, what a quick game. 6 minutes and 33 seconds is all it took, and that's face-off for you, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm very eager to see what the third map is to be.
Yeah,
Definitely a little bit more advantage going with Team France right here, having pick. But it'll be interesting to see if Fear and Steve are ready for it.
yeah, I mean, holy smokes, that was so dominant and so scary. Gremlin not getting any units out. Wow.
And I didn't even see Gremlin go level 2.
Gosh.
I didn't even see the icon.
Yeah, I mean, he might not have. That's really how fast and strong that rush is. He was focusing so much on the fencing and getting that workshop up, and he did not see. The thing is, Gremlin passed right by Steve's chamber, but didn't have just the map presence to notice it. He must have been busy with something else, looking elsewhere, and completely missed that chamber, which could have turned around the game if he would have just seen that, countered it immediately.
Yeah,
So
going to game 3. What do you think's gonna happen here?
yeah, this is gonna be a France-4 map pick, and I think they're gonna have to pick something a little bit bigger, something where they're gonna be able to defend a rush a little bit more easily. Um, I could see something like Tier, or maybe 2v2 Soothing Oasis to help kind of turtle fence themselves off, have a much longer game, not get rushed at the beginning. Yeah, I mean, they can't pick thin ice again, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see because I have played against Gremlin. He has the chamber very aggressive too, but he also loves to do a typical where we haven't seen it from Freeman yet, but Freeman's known to do some crazy early game booming. So it'll be really interesting to see if that comes into play.
And it looks like the French team begging to not play face off again. But it is their map pick. So they're going to be carefully deliberating and picking some map. Are they going to see something traditional? Like eroded forts?
I think Eroded Forts could come into play here. I think it's a pretty known map. I know a lot of the French players have a lot of experience on it. They seem to love the map.
Yeah. Oh, Soothing Oasis. There it is. You know,
Oh wow.
I'm not going to say I called it, but you can say that I called it if you would like.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I think he called it.
Nice, I called it. So let's see. We have seen this map already, and what we saw in the Netherlands versus USA-4 game was flyers. Flyers were extremely dominant here on Soothing Oasis, and at level 3 even, this level 3 flyer meta is not something that we've seen in Impossible Creatures, I mean, for quite a while, if ever. But they're starting to creep into play because of certain map picks, certain balance changes are allowing them to be a little bit more viable.
Yeah, and we also saw a lot of that clip action going on. Early gyrocopters coming into play, going for those cliff geysers, and also the
Hmm.
cold out there. And if you have something that can reach artillery on bird beetles, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, and the fencing. The fencing is going to be really strong. There's some tight chokes in mid that can wall out your opponent for quite some time. But what we didn't see in our previous games on Soothing Oasis is a lot of island play. So we might get a little bit more of that because both of these teams are pretty good at generating strong map presence. So I think we're going to have a lot of multiple front battles going on this map. And hopefully a lot of flyers. It looks
Yeah,
like
it'll be interesting to
Extreme
see what you.
Mushroom Hydration is actually a previous army that Fear the Beast used. So we're going to see some familiar units.
I was just about to ask about that one. I can't remember if you used that in that fortress game that you had.
Yeah, I think we'll see. I don't 100% remember either, but and it looks like Steve is. I'm not sure if we've seen this army yet. Straight Outta Act. So one little known fun fact about Soothing Oasis is that it is called such because you can actually, if you control mid, you control the little oases, pools of water in the middle, and placing your units there will actually heal them.
You know, it took the longest time for me to know that that
If
was
we
even
can
a
take
thing.
out all
There's
enemy
still things I'm
labs,
learning
this
today.
island is ours for the
All
taking.
right, we got Team USA up in the north, and then we have France down south. Two early henchmen coming out from Estrex immediately, presumably to get a fence down. And it looks
We
like,
also have
yeah, it looks like
we also have
Steve
a really
is
early hand.
doing that as well. He's going to win. I mean, Estrex has two hench, so I think it's going to be him. Steve's not going to be able to
Yeah,
get
I
his fence
mean
down.
that's 100% what's going to happen.
Unless they just walk by each other. Maybe they're just going to say hi. Oh, no, he saw him. Oh, and it's the 2-on-1. Steve's got to retreat. You got to run, man. But Estrex
Really
is
good
going to get
macro
that
there.
fence down.
Moving his other henge to go build the fence with. punchless the other one, knowing he got the first punch.
Yeah. And Steve's hench murdered in cold blood. Short fence coming out from Estrex. Block off center. And Steve now, he doesn't know that the fence is there, so he could be afraid of a proxy chamber. He's going to need to scout this out if he wants to do his due diligence. But it looks like they just fenced and retreated back instead of fencing and going forward. That's going to be a little bit safer for Steve. I'm sure he's going to feel a little bit of peace of mind. Looks like he's checking back here to see if there are any chambers.
Yeah, and I think a good play for. Oh, he's doing exactly what I say. He's going for the island, knowing that the middle is being already exposed with the fence. I think that's a really good call from Steve.
Yeah, Fear the Beast. Honestly, not doing a whole lot at home. Where I'd like to see another geyser. Oh wait, no, he has all these hench going for the island. There it is, 5 henchmen. We're gonna see a double island play coming out from Team USA, whereas Team France decided to opt for the closed coal piles. Closed coal piles are going to give them a nice short-term benefit, though. Already setting up workshops.
Gremlin also sending 3 hench to the island, so it'll be interesting to see if he decides if he notices it fast and pulls back and builds water units, or if he only has land.
Fear the Beast getting advanced structures. Hopefully a gyrocopter comes out from him. Gremlin building a chamber. Fear sees it though, building a water chamber of his own, and is getting his defenses ready. Oh, and it looks like there's going to be some island scrap over here as well. Both teams placing chambers right away on this left island. Not even messing around, not even trying for the workshop. And these henchmen are going to get really tired here treading water for an indefinite amount of time.
It does look like Fear is going to defend the bottom island. He has these pop lobsters coming into play, which are just spinning out way faster than the Geoscorp scan.
Yeah. And he has the additional henchmen. Oh, and he's building the landing pad. This is all going to be really good for Fear the Beast. Successfully taking this island, that's going to make him feel a lot more comfortable. We're going to get a landing pad from Steve as well.
Lots of air chambers coming in from Gremlin base. He has 4 air chambers coming up.
Oh no. 4 air chambers. Those are going to be able to dominate the cliffs. Hopefully we see some aerial support come out from the USA team in order to contest that, or else it's just going to be a complete sweep over all of mid with air units which are being produced as we speak. Team USA still not taking the coal at home yet, but they have a lot to do on these islands. Estrex setting up shop. But these baboon armadillos are going to be really, really strong. Take out everything that pops out of this creature chamber.
We got some tiger dragonflies coming to play. Gremlin.
And where are these headed? I think it's going to be headed towards the island. And they're going to spot and take out these lemming lobsters. Pretty quickly here. Fear using his gyrocopter. And so is Steve to take some of these cliff generators. But now Fear knows that there are flyers afoot at level 3. And these are going to be really strong, really scary. Anti-air towers coming up immediately. We're going to need to see the same from Steve. Estrex really trying his best to maintain control of this island. Steve's going to need to pull forward with some of these sound beam towers, I think. Actually, he's doing a pretty good job of taking care of everything. These henchmen should come in and start mining coal, build a workshop or something, though. And the flyers are coming down from Gremlin. But they're going to just run into these anti-air towers. They're going to be able to take out the chamber maybe, but that's it.
And he also has these muskox cuttlefish popping out. These are going to do really good against these flyers.
Yeah, direct ranged units doing an extra, I think it's 10-15% damage to flyers, so quite a bit of extra damage is getting to get dealt from these direct ranged units. Still a scrap up here for the top island, but Steve is still maintaining pretty strong control, breaking out the level 3s now. Estrex still producing level 2s, which are just not going to cut it against these strong Python frogs. Steve building his workshop, and hopefully going to queue some hench here to keep up the macro. Steve, though, I don't think he's built. Oh, there are the clinics. There they are. Looks like Gremlin's taking the top cliffs. So Ben, where do you see economically who has the advantage here?
I want to say that Team France is doing a really good job. Even though they don't have both these islands, they have both their safe expos near their base as well as mid. Estrix actually doesn't look as far back as you would think. He's actually still holding on to this island, and it's just falling now. I
Yeah.
think France has the advantage.
Yeah, I agree. I really think, I mean, Estrex is just now hitting level 3, though, which kind of concerns me considering how much economy he has. Oh, and there's the gyro drop from Fear the Beast in mid, and this is going to be able to easily take out this small expo that Estrex has, and Fear is going to be able to take this for himself, actually, if he wants to build a workshop there with his gyrocopter. And that's going to do it.
Yeah, and Gremlin's going level 4.
Oh, is
Oh
he
my god.
really?
Yeah.
Is anyone else going level
No,
4? Oh,
no,
no.
no one else. That's going to be a really big deciding. He hasn't really been affected.
Wow, and
He
these
hasn't been having to fight for expos.
Oh, these flyers, Gremlin and Esterix doubling the side expo and doubling Steve, and completely taking out. Oh my gosh, Steve had this side expo or this island completely under control until these flyers came in and just absolutely tore through it. What good team
Oh
play.
wow. And
And
absolutely no
these Garfish
anti-air tower can
Lions are
respond.
coming down and raiding in the expansion of Gremlin. Just like we predicted, this is a multi-front battle. There is so much action going on all over the place. And was that Gremlin at level 4? That was Gremlin at level 4.
Yeah.
Fear is 60% of the way there.
This game is 100% going to 5.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, this is scrappy. Oh, and these melee units are just getting picked off by these flyers. But doing a great job at slowing down the France team in their expansion. But we
Oh.
need to see more on these islands. I would like to see some more, not islands, the the cliffs. Steve is losing a lot of his economy. He's taking his nearby coal finally. But really he needs to take these cliffs from Gremlin because Gremlin's going to be able to run away with these very, very quickly. And I
Yeah.
like to see Fear take more advantage of kind of what's going on. He did take out this center expo, but is not really launching too many more attacks from his island. Not level
We have
4 though.
Flash coming into play.
Oh,
He
where's that
hasn't
going
used
on?
it yet. He
Oh,
hasn't used it yet, but
Gremlin.
we have these Anaconda Fireflies.
Wow, those are just magical, aren't they? Just gliding through the air and really just taking out this whole Leftern island. And flyers seem to be the name of the game. I don't know if we really see too many flyers. I know Steve has some, but just not in the big masses that we're seeing from Team France, absolutely shredding all of these buildings.
It looks like we're getting a gyro drop from Fear. He just loaded a bunch of these electric eels. It looks like he's coming to defend or take out this mid.
Wow, this is a huge amount of forces that are going to be coming in from Fear the Beast. And he's going in for a big assault on Esterex. Esterex, though, is going to be countering with an attack from the island. The fish, crocodile, poisson caiman.
Asterix is also going level 4. Same with Steve. They're going to hit it around the same time.
Oh, all of these flyers are just going to come in, and I think these range are just going to shred them, honestly. Oh, but the flash!
Oh, the Flash!
Wow!
I think there's still too many. Oh, maybe
Oh
not.
no, another flash, that's all it took. Oh no, that is not
Wow.
good. Fear's going to need to separate out his hippos. They're all too bunched up so they can be flashed very easily. He's going to need to move them around a little bit more. If he widens them out, it's going to be much harder to flash them.
We're finally seeing some flyers from Steve, which is actually doing a really good amount of work in mid right now.
Oh yeah, he's finally contesting these top cliffs. Wow, this is such a good game. But there's trouble at home. Oh no. This is not looking good at home for Team USA. And here comes the hench punch and the flyers.
There's just so much going on. Both bases are in shambles right now.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But, I mean, quick for Team USA getting back on their feet. And some more raiding going on these cliffs. I think these cliff raids, if Team USA can control these cliffs and get these expos, then I think they're going to be able to control the game. Wow, so many units in the Flash. I absolutely love the Flash coming in so much. And the 20 or 34 damage actually upgraded is going to actually absolutely shred these hippos. If the flyers aren't just sitting idle at least.
I think this is gonna be a matter of who gets to 5 first and control this mid.
No one's looking at 5 quite yet. But I mean, I think Team USA is in a better position right now. Now that they're taking control of these cliffs.
Yeah, the flyers coming in from Steve was a huge call. They had absolutely no anti-air towers to prepare for this while they by fear down base.
And Fear the Beast is going for Estrex's left island. This is going to be really strong while maintaining a strong front as well at the bottom. But this Flash is going to come in and do a lot of damage.
We have more flyers. We have these albatross snails coming in from Estrax.
What are these? Oh my goodness, this is flying meat. It does 11 damage at level 4. Flying meat. They just don't do anything. And Fear is going in and just absolutely taking out this expo with all of these eel hippos. Completely dominant. And I hope he's going to follow up with a few henchmen in order to get a strong economic advantage. And oh, look at just the flyer chaos over these cliffs. What do we say? A flyer battle. These level 3s, though, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with all the level 4s.
And Fear actually doing a really good job at raiding on both ends. He actually just destroyed Estrax's island up top.
Yeah, wow, really, really well done.
This looks like USA have a very strong advantage right now.
Yeah. Oh, and there's Fear the Beast at level 5. Do we have level 5s? Oh, we don't have any level 5s coming out from the French team. Steve not looking at level 5 yet, but that's Fear at level 5. That's got to be game.
We have a ton of water chambers queuing up at their Fear's Island.
Oh, geez. And these squid porcupines are looking deadly, and they are just waiting, menacing.
There's just going to be so many.
Wow. I just love to see these flyer on flyer fights. Flyer on
There's
flyer
just so many
crime.
flyers in mid.
Wow.
Yeah, and actually these flyers are so distracted in mid that these porcupines aren't going to have to work with Flash.
Yeah, I mean, because the Flash is going to be really huge here. And oh, look at these blue whale elephants. This is just so much coming from Fear the Beast. How does he have the resources for all of these flyers? All these units? Oh my goodness.
I feel like he's done a really good job of migrating his units and making sure they weren't playing. He's really been able to mask them up despite only having the island just getting some of the mid.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, this Flash is blinding me. It is so bright. But it just doesn't last long enough. I mean, these guys have regen. They have so much health. They're just not going down to this Flash. I mean, there needs to be some focus fire by these flyers. It's doing a good job at slowing things down, but the onslaught, these units just keep coming.
And Fear actually attacking from both fronts right now, from both islands. And
Oh
they're
my
just getting
gosh.
pincered.
He's just going in, and it's probably just an attack move too.
A
Oh
ton of
jeez.
flyers coming from Steve now. They're only level 3, but there are so many.
Oh my gosh. Krampus times Cinderella.
And this looks like it's wrapping up, and it looks like USA-1 are going to fly.
Wow. Pulling off. What an astounding game, man. I mean, look at the mini map. They were able to take it from both sides after a lot of struggle, honestly. But it's a really, really well played game by both teams. And Fear the Beast has to be the MVP here, right?
100%. He did a really job of holding this island, and he just was doing so much when it came to using that helicopter just to drop units to harass mid. It really started to pull their focus away from middle, and Steve was able to squeeze in there a little.
Yeah, and Steve with those flyers, I think, as much as Fear, I think, is going to get the combat score, research score, etc., one of the big turning points was when Steve went and attacked these cliffs. I think that took a lot of steam away from the French team. So
Yeah,
here
and
we
there it
are.
is.
Wow, absolutely dominant showing from USA, especially that late game play. Really good by both teams. I mean, that started out strong and ended strong the whole way. It was a really exciting game.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see both teams going forward. One in the loser bracket, one moving on. It's going to be a very hard matchup for whoever has to play either of these teams going.
Yeah, oh my goodness, so much talent, so much skill. And these are the types of matchups that we get to see in the World Cup, which is why I absolutely love it. It's so much
So
fun.
who plays who next?
So let me pull up the bracket here. It looks like USA-1 is going to advance and play the winner of Sweden and Africa. And France-4 is going to go and play an unknown team. We don't know yet. So it looks like the loser of England 2 and Italy. But it looks like we
Ooh.
have USA here in the chat. Guys, how are you feeling?
What's going on? Pretty
Hello,
good.
friends.
After that first game, we were a little worried,
Yeah.
and
Oh my god. I can't
luckily,
believe
you go ahead.
I can't believe horns versus turtles at level 2. What in the world?
Yeah, and luckily we were able to get a quick win on face off after that. Get our confidence back, and
I
ended
was
up.
worried for a second on this last one though, like when I thought I was gonna take the island and then they sent in all those flyers.
Yeah. I thought you were going to take the island too. I was like, oh, they have it. And then those flyers go all the way across the
Yeah.
map and just
God
shred you.
damn.
And I really think one of the turning points was when you took your flyers and took the cliffs. That really, really set back their economy a lot. So great work, great comeback from Team USA on that game, because that first game was really scrappy, really tough, and honestly, I thought that Estrux and Gremlin were just gonna get even better, because I don't know how often they play anymore, and so
Oh man.
I was thinking, oh my goodness, like that was just their warm up game. But you guys turned it around, and also on that face-off game, I think you might have seen, but you were building that creature chamber past the fence, and Gremlin walked right by you.
I saw
Me or
him. I was
Steve,
like, oh shit, oh fuck.
we were both building CCs. I built one in the middle. He built one on the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw his hench run past and I was like, oh my god, I'm
GG,
gonna get screwed.
GG pour la game. Hein.
GG guys, GG.
Hot. It's hot. Level 5 là. Wow.
yeah, great job, Estrex, and is Gremlin in the chat? Doesn't look like he is, but yeah, really well played by both teams. You guys had a really strong start, Estrex, and I can't wait for you to watch the commentary because we were absolutely rooting for you guys. But you guys are going to have another chance. It's a double elimination tournament, so you guys are going to be in the losers bracket, and but you're going to have a chance. The losers bracket does have a chance to go on and win the whole thing. Still, you guys can go beat the whole losers brackets and take on whoever's in the winners finals for the grand finals. And I think you guys have a really strong chance. That was some amazing gameplay from you guys. So well done to both teams.
Surtout Gremlin. Gremlin is very great.
So are you. So are you, though.
Yeah,
You
that
are
was
too.
really tough.
Yeah, everyone's a really strong player in this group. It was some very entertaining, very fun matchup to watch. I'm glad it went all 3 games just so we could see all of that. It was so good. So thank you guys so much for playing, and you guys both have more games you guys can prepare for. So I'm just gonna end the recording here, and we'll see you guys next video in the Impossible Creatures 2021 World Cup.
Goodbye, everyone.